Well, welcome everybody to episode 17 of the Next Gen Cattle Podcast. We did our first live interview this week, right here in the office podcast studio here at Mapleview Livestock, and we had Ty Wilson on. I'm sure you guys have seen some of the little snippets of our episode, and man, the energy doing one live. It's we're gonna have to start doing more of these, but hope y'all enjoy.
Our supreme champion female is our national champion, Charlet. I feel the power of Kim Bullock.
She's not just a lady for a day, she's lady for life. Wheatland Lady, 211 and Wheatland Bull.
They've done it again. Our grand champion, supreme champion, Wheatland Cattle Company. Did you feel the tremor? KR Tremor 70.
Welcome to the Next Gen Cattle Podcast.
If you're a cattle producer who understands that stress, environment, and transition directly impact performance, this will resonate. We're Kim and Jackie from Grow Your Life, where we support producers behind the scenes because regulated humans make clear decisions that protect the bottom line. We also teach AIM, the Animal Intuitive Method, a practical body-based system used with cattle herds to help animals settle, realign, and return to function during calving, weaning, hauling, breeding, and change. When people and animals are regulated, losses go down and outcomes improve. Find us at Grow Your Life with Kim and Jackie on Apple and Spotify and at aimhealing.ca.
Welcome, everybody, to episode 17 of the Next Gen Cattle Podcast. We're really excited to have Ty Wilson on this week.
I'm excited to be here. I love this podcast. I listen to all of them. When we talked about this, I recognize, Mitch, that I am a jag, which is just a guy. I've never done jack shit in the cattle industry. I come from a family that's done a lot. I have done nothing. So I said, well, I don't really feel right sitting here and telling you the world how, I'm so whatever. I said, why don't we do a theme where we just discuss, something else? And Mitch said, well, what are you thinking? And I said, why don't we open up like a suggestions box on cattle showing? And
we went away with it. So we put out a post there that I'm sure a lot of you guys saw at the beginning of this week, basically saying, what would you change? If you could change anything in the show cattle industry or showing, no filters, unhinged, whatever you guys thought. And Ty and I are going to discuss kind of what we think about what you guys said.
And it got 15,000 freaking views.
And and a ton of comments and a ton of traffic. So we're pumped to go through them. There's some in here that kind of we figured that would kind of come up, and then there's some that
some that were surprising,
totally unhinged, which is what we wanted.
If you guys are watching live, though, do you notice the incredible swag?
That's right.
That's available. Reach out. So, Mitch, with that, should we just start from the top?
Are we gonna do all of them? Let's do all.
I don't know. Should we do all of them? Like how long?
We could go. There's 40 comments.
Okay.
And there's probably 20 different things. We might as well go through all of them. We got time.
If you're following along on Facebook, go to all comments. And follow the page while you're at it. Next Gen Cattle Podcast. Okay, Ty Draves comes through with a big one.
Right off the bat.
I do feel like this is a little bit of a misunderstanding.
And we've talked about this actually on Rob's podcast.
Ty Draves says, stop getting people to judge each other's breeds at one show, mainly Regina. And I don't disagree. My contention is, I don't think that there is communication between the breeds associations. I think also it's by a vote.
Yeah, 100%.
And I don't think there's any way to know other than what are you going to do? Are you going to say, hey, we're going to get so-and-so to judge it, but then also everybody vote for a backup in case he happens to be showing.
And one interesting thing about this, too, is that Agribition itself doesn't have any say in the individual breed show judges. The only thing that Agribition itself picks is the First Lady, the President's Classic, and the Supreme Judges. So that's also, so this is all between breed associations itself that everybody needs to come together and say, if it is something that they, like, that everyone wants to change, I guess.
I do take his point, though, because, and I like to think that we've got relatively high integrity individuals in this industry.
100%.
One of the few industries you can still do business on a handshake in.
Yeah.
That being said, it's always part of the narrative.
100%.
And even if that's what somebody wanted to do, which lots of times I think it is, it's just shitty that is a part of the story.
Yeah. And, like, in my opinion, props to the guys that put themselves in that situation, because regardless of the outcome of, you know, whether you pick one based on who the person is or what the cattle is, you're always going to be subjective to that narrative, right? Every time. Regardless of whatever happens, you're always going to be subjective to that. So,
man, I actually have the utmost respect for anybody who's willing to put themselves out there, because it is a lose-lose.
100%. And
you make one
that
person
was on Rod.
happy,
Yeah.
you make 50 others furious. But the point is just like, even if you did a great job, you just nailed the cattle.
Yeah, 100%.
Somebody's going to be mad at you.
Yeah.
And I've said it, like, I'm never judging, because why would you? What is in it for? And I guess...
And we talked about that on Rob's podcast,
Yeah.
was that what's the advantage for
I
judging?
guess to stay a little bit relevant.
I guess, yeah.
But outside of that, like, to just
Definitely a
know
lose-lose.
that it kinda.
For sure.
And so I think there's some of that too, is like maybe a little bit of grace.
Yeah.
And I granted, there have been occasions where you're like, that was blatant. Like,
Yeah.
you know, there was some other stuff at play there. But
100%.
as a showrunner, and not really me, like Dwayne Martin at Stellar.
Yeah.
He's the man, but I help
Shout out Dwayne.
big time. It's so hard to get judges.
Oh, 100%.
And that's why we're moving away from even reasons, because guys don't want to go up there, and girls don't want to go up there and put themselves out there, say, these are my thoughts, and then just get blasted.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't blame them.
100%.
So then when you go to the panel, they say, listen, you don't have to do that. You just have to go
Yeah.
and put your hand up.
Hand up, yeah.
Way more people are willing to do that.
And you think of, like, we're not going to name names, but a lot of esteemed cattle people that don't judge just based on that exact reason. Right?
Yep.
Like it's,
Yeah, and then on the
yeah.
other side of it, you get people who are like, why is it the same 6 guys judging all
Yeah.
the time? Well, A, they're the only ones who will say yes.
Yeah.
B, they're the only ones who are qualified, because that's almost as bad.
Yeah.
Like, you go to frickin' Regina, and it's like, here's your panel, and it's like, never judged ever. Maybe they do a great job, but you've never judged ever.
Yeah.
But I get it, because we hear it all the time. Like,
For sure.
Get some parity, but also be qualified. Ooh, that's pretty
it's
limiting.
a hard,
And then they also got to say yes. That's the other thing.
exactly,
Even if
yeah.
you find that
For sure.
person, they've got to agree. So.
For sure.
Good one, Ty Draves. Somebody
about the
agrees
same.
with them, says yes, this, or if you're judging, don't have your own string there. Source judges from other provinces or the states, not just down the road from the show. I disagree with this.
That's hard. Everybody knows everybody, though. That's
It
the
is.
hard
That's the
part
thing.
of
Like,
this. Yeah.
Adam Graven told me one time. He said, you know the best thing about my life and the cattle industry? I said, don't tell me. He said, drop me any place in North America out of a plane, and I'll just hit the ground. Within a 30-minute radius, I guarantee you, I can pick up my phone.
Definitely.
And I can call somebody that I know.
100%.
Yep. So that's a tough one.
This is, I kind of like this one. So Scott Harvey said, I would like to see the 2-year-old bull class have an option of showing with Prodigy in front of them. What a marketing opportunity this would be.
Like pairs with the bulls?
I guess.
That would be unbelievable.
So some of the comments, I'm not sure if it's one of the, it must be gone. The comment that Scott
been
Harvey
deleted.
has
Shit.
been deleted. I don't know who posted that.
Well, somebody said, isn't that sort of like the get of size?
Yeah, and that was the thing. And yes, but then Scott also said that it's kind of like you show Prodigy of Dan, but you still show pairs. Which I see. It's a cool twist.
What's interesting about, I guess, okay, if I had to be speculative, I guess the point of the cow is, like, maybe she's a little more invested because she's got to feed the thing.
Yeah, true.
Is that why? Because,
I guess.
yeah, that's part and parcel, like, of course, but the bull's 50% that calf, too. Why wouldn't we do this?
Yeah. I think it'd be cool.
I think it'd be really cool. I don't...
It would change the dynamic for sure.
You know what would be cool is to see, like, a breeder's herd where it's actually that breeder's, not just the breeders, but that bull's.
Yeah, just like
Definitely.
Good one, Scott Harvey. I don't know how you implement it. I guess you just open it up and say,
Yeah, I guess.
What do you even call that?
Full, like, 2-year-old bull pair class?
I guess.
Prodigy.
It sounds wrong. It
Yeah.
sounds liberal.
It's like-
but
Prodigy of bull? Like,
I guess.
because they have pair of bulls already, which is cool.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, you need, like...
Throw us a name in the comments
Yeah.
what that class should be called, and we might just implement it at a place like Stellar, Alberta. Maybe. We'll see.
That would be cool.
That would be cool. Crystal Harold says, the body condition of show cattle. Not everyone overfeeds, so I'm not stereotyping show people, but there are plenty that push the envelope and often get rewarded for overcondition. The topic can certainly expand past the show ring, too, into sale cattle. I just think this is poor management. Like, I don't disagree,
Yeah.
but I don't think anybody would recommend
No, overfeeding.
blowing them out.
Yeah, 100%.
You know?
And I think, you know, there's a couple of comments that are kind of this, I guess.
Oh,
in
we'll
this.
get to them. I got
Yeah.
a whole thing.
But I think, like, yeah, we'll just leave it for the next one.
I do agree with it to a point, but I just I don't think anybody is intentionally saying I'm going to fatten this pig up. All
Yeah,
the way till she
100%.
can't walk
Yeah, till
and
she can't walk,
breathe,
yeah.
and then
Because the thing is you're trying to market the, like, as much as showing is great, the reason why we show is to market that animal you're taking. So if that animal can't
and
walk,
real cattlemen know.
yeah,
That's-
exactly,
you're not
yeah,
fooling
100%, yeah,
the real guys
for sure.
So, Maureen Tubman says, "Where do we begin?" And I say, pay the photographers double.
I think that's a great idea. Or bring them lunch and a bottle of water. So if you ever want to get on a photographer's good side, bring them lunch and a bottle of water. Or like a paralyzer, I don't know.
Settled.
Done. Nolan has a couple in here,
Nolan Glover has some thoughts.
which is great. That's what we wanted.
That's why we put it out there.
Yeah.
The Canadian cattle industry is something to be proud of, and far too many of our generation look south of the border for the direction we should take from here. When it comes to Canadian shows, they're unique in the fact that there is still a sliver of connection to the real world. And maybe more importantly, they still give urban people the opportunity to see a glimpse of the way these animals are cared for. That's not to say committees shouldn't keep an open mind to new ideas. And yes, there's lots we can learn from our southern neighbors. But when it comes to cattle that are ethically presented and connect to the everyday operations and general public, Canada is a leader. I mean, that seems like more of a statement to me. I appreciate it. I do agree because I think, man, if somebody's over here already doing this thing, like, why are you like, well, I'm going to try to do the same thing? It's like, well, that's not marketable.
No, I agree.
You imagine if somebody said, hey, we've got the mock stock leg that Mitch built, and then somebody says, I'm going to build this exact same mock stock leg and put it out there. Like, do you think that would be competitive? No. So I like that Canadian cattle and Canadian show industry is unique. Yeah, agreed.
PJ, I hope you tune into this because Kaylee Brandel, always things that can change or improve. However, we're all pretty lucky to do what we do. I couldn't agree with Kaylee more.
It's they got the sunshine tax out on the coast. Like, you just pay all your money just to live on the coast. That's the cattle tax. You pay all the money in the world to just get to do it. You're not going to have anything at the end, but it's still worth it.
100%. And we're thankful for Kaylee and taking good pictures.
I liked her episode, too. Go back and watch Kaylee's.
It was very good. Mm-hmm. It was very good. Well, we have a little bit of a rebel here that decided to comment on our own post. Samantha, tie in and tie out times. Why do we have to be in and out of the barn at a certain time when we are paying to be there too?
Interesting. Cord Phillips says, I 100% agree. Ty Drave says, I agree. I understand they also have a show to put on. So I think it should be like after 4 in the afternoon. We should be able to tie out anytime. But also I see why they have it later. So cattle aren't tying out while there's still a show going on. I would, God, there's merit to both of these.
Yeah.
Because I do get it. Like,
It's a hard... I would love to sit at the door or like in an alley in the States because as far as I know, like a lot of those shows, there's no it's
For easy come and
you
go. Yeah,
come and
free
go
flow.
as you want. But I've also been in the situation where you're blowing out a heifer and there's someone on the other side of the panel that's getting ready to go in the ring. So I also think that that's also like, as much as I think that cattle do better when it's nice outside and you can have them outside and they're free and they're not tied up, I think it's great. But I also see the other side where I would be livid if I'm about to go in the ring at noon and someone's just tying in and they're blowing all the straw and hay off of a heifer and all of a sudden it's all over my...
I would add to that. I would take it even a step further. You know what, to me, and I'm not mad about it, but I'm just sad about it because nothing kills the energy in a room like your big show.
Yeah.
A Supreme, big slap, everybody's, it goes crazy. And somebody's like walking to the trailer.
For sure.
Like right behind you.
Yeah.
And you're like, Jesus. Like there's not, you can't have 1 minute of like, cool, that was
fair
a long
enough.
week.
Yeah.
Let's celebrate. Let's have a shot together. Congratulations. Pat on the back. It's like, we're fucking out of here. See ya. And I don't know how to fix that because a lot of these shows, it's a long haul already. It's capital intensive. It's not cheap to be there.
Yeah.
I don't expect people to stay an extra night just to like make me feel good. But it just does, man. You have this big build up, this big moment, this big slap.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, all right, go home. And I don't know. I always feel like
Funny story about the slap. Well, I was just thinking about this. Just so happened that when Ranciers won at Farm Fair this year, Lee Jensen happens to be walking towards me as they win. And anyone who knows Lee is like, woo! Literally. And I get the biggest bear hug and the biggest slap and the biggest hug and squeeze from Lee. And I'm just like, do I scream? Do I like, woo? And Lee and I still talk about that because it's like Lee turned around and it was like, Mitch is the person that you're the first person I got to hug when we won. And
so I was on the other side of him.
Yeah.
And Dwayne Martin was right in front of me. And Dwayne, he's like 6'3".
Yeah.
275, 280.
Yeah.
And fucking solid.
Yeah.
And Lee, I basically chest bumped him, and Dwayne didn't win. It was Lee Jensen rocks, dude. If you get a chance to be beside Lee at a backdrop or at a slab or whatever, go find that guy and just stand beside him.
We're gonna have to have Lee on. That'd be a
banger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this is good. Like I think there's a happy medium here, I think.
Hold on, we've got more comments. So go up one more. Casey Phillips, Sam Hutchings, exactly. I second this one.
What'd Sam say back?
Sam,
watch. This might be.
Oh, hold on, Nolan.
What did Nolan say?
He said, "I go back and forth on this one, but unless people are going to get themselves in and out of the barn at reasonable times, it would cause too much traffic. Other breeds try and get to the barn from the ring. I think the Keystone Center might be the only facility truly set up for zero tie-in times. If anything, stagger it by breed, so it's less of a clustered star.
I will say that is a little bit like when you leave Regina, like when you go out the doors and there's like, let's say just ballpark 300 cows going out at the same time. Mm-hmm. It can be a little chaotic. Mm-hmm. But it's also like, well, why do the Herefords get to go before the Simmentals, or why do the,
No comment.
Angus.
No, geez, there is merit to both. And I also understand, who is the show really for? Like, are we really putting on a show for people to come and sit and watch? Which, it's not really driven by the spectator. It's driven by the producer. So do we, do we make it nice for them, or do we make it nice for... But I do understand that, too. If you are going to come watch a show, it's nice to actually see.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to see. And I think Denver mentioned that, if you drive... if you're specifically coming to see, one set of animals and then all of a sudden they're in tie-outs, then, that would also suck.
Yep. But that's
in the same sense.
That's producer stupidity, though.
Yeah.
Because if you're sitting there
trying
to sell
in market,
something, I'm going to leave them in tie-outs, well, then you're dumb.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, why are you there? Yeah. That's...
Because this is ultimately, and this is the thing that gets lost sometimes with, I would say, the young guys coming up. Guys, this is about marketing. This is not... It's cool to go
100%.
and compete and win, but this is... You got to remember, this dates back before the internet. And it was the one of the best ways to get your product out there. People couldn't just pop on Facebook and see what you had.
For sure.
You know, so they're like, if I want to go see what's cutting edge, I got to get my ass to Edmonton.
Yeah, for sure.
See what's there.
And see what's there, yeah.
And it's a little bit easier now with social media, but it's still one of the best ways to go and
definitely.
see a lot. So I don't know if you're. I tend to agree with Sam. I think, you know what, free country. If they don't want to be in there, that's fine. But in my opinion, you are wasting an opportunity.
Yeah, by not having them in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where, like, I'll be honest here. I think there's a little bit of a disconnect sometimes that people forget, like, why we're actually there.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
And I see that with a comment that's coming up relating to, you know, just how the States does things versus how Canada does things. Guys, we're industry driven. We don't have a sick tax code that allows your dad, who's a dentist, to buy you a wicked heifer because it's better than you getting into drugs.
Yeah.
Ours has to be, you know, ours is predicated on cattle that are from working operations.
Yeah.
From producers that produce real world cattle. And this is another one that the shoring always gets beat up on. We'll get to it.
Yeah. It's coming. Don't worry.
It's coming.
Don't worry, folks. It is coming. Larissa Lupel says, and I, you know, this one, the first thing I thought of was your parents with this one. As long as the rules are followed, people need to mind their own business when it comes to how others present their cattle. If you want to use twine, a fake tail switch, and 10 cans of builder and paint, that's fine. If you want a clean, natural, no paint look, that's fine. If you want to clip them like a traditional horn Hereford style and go dry brush, that's also fine. We all have our preferences, but people should be free to present their cattle the way they like. And I like this because the first time that I ever fit for your parents, it's a little different.
Yeah, they like them a little more rugged.
Rugged, big muscled, like, you know, and it was very, like, and it was hard for me because
less dialed in.
Exactly.
As the kids say.
And as Lee would say, if it looks good from 50 feet away, it's just how we like it.
Yep.
And that was, and for me, that was the first time it was hard. Like, I'm not going to lie.
Because
like,
you want to take off.
Yeah,
those
I'm
little
like,
hairs
you know,
and
I want to
them
get
on,
it. Like, I want those legs to be, and it's like, no, like, man, just leave it, you know, leave it long. It's okay. Yep. And I agree, you know.
But and there's a good example. That guy, they sell a lot of frozen genetics.
Yeah.
But he makes a lot of his money selling bulls.
100%.
Commercial men.
For sure.
And the commercial guy doesn't like them to look.
Yeah, they don't have to be. Yeah.
Wieners. They want to look like bulls.
Yeah, for sure. Sure.
But I would have to go back to Larissa's comment. Like, is there a rule that says it has to be one way or the other? Like,
no, and that's the nice thing about this industry is that whatever way you want to do it, it's like it's great.
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah, just do it.
I don't think anybody's stopping anybody from
for sure.
Let her buck, man.
For sure.
We're
getting into.
He's
I guess
responding.
we're getting into all chords here.
Dwayne Degenhart, and I'm a fan of Dwayne Degenhart. But he says, talk about the disconnect between real-world ranch cattle and feed animals. 80% of these show cattle would never make it on a working ranch. They'd fall apart. We're selling fat. Yes, I said it. I disagree. I don't think 80%. I think that's wild, bro.
Yeah.
And I do hear what you're saying, but listen, what kind of truck you like? Is there a brand?
GMC.
GMC?
Chevy.
Yeah, I like Chevy too. I like Dodge. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Pick your truck. Do they make a good truck? Yeah. Is every truck they've ever made a good one? No.
Yeah.
No, you get the odd lemon, guys. And yeah, I mean, admittedly, there have been some animals that go through the ring that are not overly functional. I agree.
For sure.
Those animals typically get beat. And I would say that anything that my folks have ever had success with and that went on to become a donor were our most functional, easy fleshing,
100%.
efficient cattle. And you know what? They had some frame too. So that's the other thing. So to pigeonhole an entire industry and say, well, they can't, you know, and you're not wrong. There are some instances.
For sure, there is some, yeah.
But I could go to some working ranches and pick out some bad sons of bitches on those on there too.
For sure.
And
100%.
I just, one quick story. I had a show heifer, and I loved her, man. She ended up becoming a donor. She ended up producing a bull that we called Maximus, and he did some winning. She was just a fucking tank.
Yeah.
And everybody would come and see her and say, oh, she's too fat, she's too fat. Well, guys, she lived in the diet pen all summer.
Yeah.
She just was that. We kicked them out onto fall pasture, and then we just opened the gate. And so whenever they come in, snow, whatever, they can come up and then we'll start feeding them when, winter gets here. She was the last one. I had to go get her. She was out 2 miles away eating I don't know what and looking like the day we kicked her out.
It's like Brenda.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
it's
some of them
just,
it's like people too. Some people can eat and never put a pound on.
Yeah.
Some people look at potato chips, like me, and just blow up. So, like, I don't know, man. I hear what you're saying.
I do see where he's coming from.
I do too.
Yeah.
But also, which real world?
Sam, it was right here because I was editing a podcast last night, and Sam said, "You're not going to go to a bodybuilding contest looking skinny." And she made a good, and I said, that's a perfect analogy for, you're not going to blow one out, but you're also not going to show up looking, different, I guess.
Well,
right?
do you want to win or not?
Yeah.
And you're right,
And I totally agree how there's a decent line, and there's two sides of it to kind of.
But you know what? Our model is we try and raise donors.
Yeah.
We flush the shit out of them.
Yeah.
And then we try and raise more donors, but we also try and raise herd sires.
Yeah.
Not everything makes a herd sire, but everything that just narrowly misses the cut for a herd sire does make a bull that will go and breed a shitload.
For sure,
of cows.
100 cow. Yeah, for sure.
And we sell 50 bulls a year, maybe 60, to a lot of commercial cattlemen.
Yeah.
Some hunter guys and guys that run a lot of cows. And I would say probably 80% of our customers are repeat customers. They just come every year,
sure.
they take the same. They wouldn't do that if they didn't work.
Yeah, 100%,
So-
for sure.
But more than that, also tell me which real world. The plus
Yeah.
50 degree heat of Texas or the minus 40 degree cold of the independent nation of Alberta.
Yeah, exactly. Amen to that.
Because they're not the same, man. The
yeah,
one that works in Alberta is not
100%.
going to work in the panhandle of Texas.
Well, and everything needs to be different and fit the environment that it's in, right?
I'm a fan of Dwayne Degenhart, and I hear what he's saying. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I just have heard that so much.
For sure.
And it bugs me.
Yeah, 100%. Nolan's in here again. Current show trends are leading us down the same path as cattle in the 80s. Just this time around, they need to have a belly or a water
belly on
a
them.
water belly on them.
He's not wrong.
No,
We trended that way a little while. I would say the pendulum's swinging back.
Yeah, I would agree.
Jimmy Joe Henderson?
Yeah,
I asked him one time. I said, this seems to be the phenotype right now everybody's looking for. And I said, do you think a bunch of these kids know why? And I said, what's the philosophy there?
yeah,
And he said, well, I guess the philosophy would be with more rumen comes more, feed conversion and efficiency
everything,
and, cheaper operating costs. And then in theory, better performance. But it did go too far where you're getting these great big bellies and no shape and no muscle.
Yeah, for sure.
But then it swung back. So I agree with him, but I think it's self-corrected or is self-correcting.
Yeah,
Yeah?
I would agree. Probably Cord's gonna win a hoodie here, I think, with this comment. I would like to see junior shows allow adult help in fitting, clipping, etc. Kids that truly want to do everything still will, and it allows sellers the opportunity to give help and demonstrate and show juniors rather than just being able to tell them. The most I've learned from working alongside people better than me. At the end of the day, we are a business, and it is better for business to have our product look its best. And I think Cord's getting a hoodie. Which this is this is a tough one. And there was a lot of comments on this one, and they're all very fair.
Yep.
I agree. I think that I agree with Cord. The hard thing is that I think and I know Cord personally, so I think it's
Cord's
a little,
the man.
Yeah,
No,
Cord's
he's
the
the
man.
best.
I think with Cord, it is allowing and teaching kids to do what Cord does and showing them to fit and showing them how it's done. I think the problem is with this is that when the kid is standing there and you're,
That's the thing. Is
Yeah.
it actually an open, or is it a junior show, or is it
Yeah.
an open show with a junior show?
with a junior showing. 100%, that's perfect. And I think if you're taking the time to show a junior how to do it and you're allowing, adults or,
I
people under the age of or over the age of 21 to help, I think that's great as long as they're showing the younger generation how to do it. But I think the problem is when you, like Calgary, I guess, for example, right? All the junior has to do is walk in the ring, or any junior show in the States, right? All the junior has to do is walk in the ring, and it's considered a junior show.
I see multiple facets to this. And, I mean, we've had this discussion before, not on here, but, like, it's worth retouching on.
For sure.
We, historically, have not had that in Canada. And the kids have had to do it themselves. Sometimes it's tough. And I get a kick out of some of this generation because this comes up a lot.
Yeah.
And at the same time, the older generation can say, these kids are spoiled. These kids don't, they don't know shit, blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, but then you give them some adversity. And it's like, oh, the kids, and it's like, what are we doing, guys? Like, are they spoiled and they need a kick in the ass? Or, and I would say, like, by forcing them to just do it themselves, I can point to 100 kids that are just killers in this game.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Super capable. Yeah. They go down anywhere in the world and excel because they haven't had a choice. They've had to. Now, to Cord's point, if you were a kid who didn't have the background of some, an outfit who was successful, to go in and say, Cord, I need some help. Can you come to the show with me? And can you, maybe that would create some opportunities. And maybe that would make some experiences that were fun for some kids that typically wouldn't be fun. Yeah. And they would stick with it a little bit more. So I see merit to both, but also there's no governing body in junior shows in Canada. Anybody can call their local ag society, book a couple days, and have a show.
Yeah.
Run it however you
want.
For
sure, exactly. 100%.
And I actually think Tracy had said on here, I love this point, Cord, and why our Spring Jackpot show never had rules about fitters fitting, because that is the best place to coach, mentor, and learn cool techniques, time management, resilience, etc. And then Dwayne Martin says, the parental and adult help rule is something I could just never get behind. Though I understand its principle, it has become nothing more than a witch hunt where you reprimand the many because of the actions of a few. There's honestly nothing worse than watching parents get yelled at for simply trying to keep their kids and cattle from getting hurt because of being put in a bad position by the very people enforcing the rules. And exactly like you said, Cord, you get better by working with people who are better than you. Sorry, guys, I homeschool, so help me with my reading. But, in our junior show in Stettler, we don't advertise it, but basically it's that. If you want to bring somebody, whatever. There's lots of junior shows that are hardcore about it.
Yeah.
At the same time, those junior shows that are hardcore about it, specifically the All Breeds in Basha, I have seen mighty many animals blow in the show ring, and I've seen many parents come in because it was an issue of health and safety. I have yet to see somebody from the community say, "Hey, get over it."
Get over it.
On, guys,
for sure.
Let's get real.
Yeah, I think the hardest thing, and this isn't even an Alberta thing. This is a Ontario thing. When the junior beef heifer show, before the schedule change, when the junior show was separate, there was no breed shows going on. It was completely different. It's hard to govern that. Yeah. Once you govern with one person, you have to govern with everyone. You can't,
Basha's anal about it.
Yeah, 100%.
They will go and bark at you. And that
was the problem. In Toronto, that was the hard part. Was that it's on the same day as Angus Day, I guess. So I should say that.
Police it?
So so your Angus heifer is fit by a group of professionals, and then you have another Angus heifer that's fit by a group of 4-H kids. Well, how do you govern that? In the sense, right? If you govern with one person, you have to govern it with everyone. But who is the governing body that says no?
My worry is it just turns it into a money race.
For sure, 100%.
So I guess in a sense it already is, if you already come from a place that's keen and whatever. But, man, I will say this. If you win a junior show in Canada, you won that junior show.
Yeah,
nobody did that for you.
Yeah.
But when you see somebody in the States at a backdrop, it is always in your mind about, I wonder what her dad does for a living.
Yeah, for sure.
I wonder who fit that animal.
Yeah.
And
how many people are there too, right? Like it's also like,
and
you know,
that's not fair to that kid though, because that kid might have done the whole thing. But it's an element there, and it's not here. Whereas
sure.
I don't know. I would love to see it actually. I would love to see somebody put on a show that was just full go.
Yeah.
So yep, bring them. And you know what? I'm a capitalist.
Yeah.
Believe in supply and demand. Much the same way that the bracket show came to fruition just 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And now everybody does one because it's the best. Yeah. So I don't know, man. Somebody open one up and let's try. Let's see.
Yeah.
Because maybe it will be just widely adopted.
That'd be sweet.
I would love it.
Yeah. Kirk Wildman. This is my perfect comment.
He called me today.
Did he really? That's awesome.
And he had a great point. Go ahead.
This is awesome. So why don't we try to have some kind of a team approach to showing cattle? Which I think we will all watch the Olympics, but ignore the sports the rest of the time. The Ryder Cup is way more exciting than a regular golf tournament. If we could genuinely cheer for more than ourselves, I think that could be a game changer for sure. Be more interesting to spectators too, I imagine. So this is one thing. This was years ago. I was a kid on Facebook. And I think it was Tyler Fulton. But they had a challenge. So they each went to the auction mart and bought a commercial heifer. They had a budget of let's say $4,500. And they had to show that they had to raise the heifer, feed the heifer, show the heifer all fall. And whoever won the most prize money at the end of the year won.
This wasn't theoretical. They actually did it?
This was they actually
That's
did it.
Cool.
So I think this would be a really cool thing. Like let's say, you got a sponsor like a feedlot or whatever it was, right? And you said, you put the 10 top razor fitters, whatever, in a show. You each get a heifer of the same value out of a hat. So, you pick, your tag is 4, 5, 6, whatever it is, right? You get the heifer and you have 3 months to raise that heifer into whatever you think would be the best. And then you show, and whoever wins, you get your heifer for free, or you win 10 grand, or
that'd be cool.
It would be so cool.
Will started playing fantasy football a couple years ago.
Yeah,
and there is something to, where when you've got an extra vested interest.
Yeah, totally.
And that was his point today when he called. He said, "You ever watch speed skating?" I said, "Fuck no."
Speed skating.
Do you watch at the Olympics? I said, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And he said, "Yeah, because they slapped that flag on the back, which hopefully will eventually be a big, beautiful blue Alberta flag."
Yeah.
And he said, "All of a sudden you care about speed skating." And I said, "Yeah, good point." He said, "Yeah, so I think if you could incorporate that somehow in cattle showing, where you're not just cheering for yourself, you're somehow rooting for, because you are on a, you're in a group or whatever." And so then I said, "Well, what do you mean? Like country to country?" I said, "Province to province?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "That's interesting." He said, "Can you imagine if at Edmonton you had I don't know how you would do it, because let's, logistically, like the bulk of the cattle are in the West."
Yeah, for sure.
And I said, "Hey, don't be mad at us. They're in the West because we can't grow 13-foot corn, Ontario, right? If we could, maybe more cattle would be out there." But I said, "Well, what if you did like one from each breed, sort of a herd?
Yeah.
You send your champion from Saskatchewan, but it's all of them. It's like one Black Angus, one Hereford, one Charolais, one Simmental, one Gelfie, one whatever. And every province sends their stable, and then they show that way." And you're like, because now it doesn't matter if if you've got 40 good ones, because you're in a place that has a lot of cattle. You just need
like a Canada challenge.
Yeah. Kinda.
Kind of like what PJ does, but just like within Canada, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. But he said, put them on a team, and then wouldn't it be interesting to see, hey, here's a representation of all the cattle, like all the different breeds from Alberta.
From Alberta.
Here's the representation of all the different breeds from Ontario.
Yeah.
Here's the representation from PEI or whatever.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah, right. Yeah. They would never come. They would never come. But you know what I mean. And I just thought that would be really interesting.
That would be.
Good idea, Kirk.
Yeah, definitely. I think, when I saw that, I was like, that is like the perfect.
That's banging.
What we were kind of, going for.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, what's that one? Oh, is that new?
This
above
one.
Kirk's. What is this one?
This is Adriana Whalen. This is responding to Nolan's. Okay. This is Jill and this I wish would have been outside of the, because I think she by mistake commented
did.
on
She mentioned it
Eric's,
later.
yeah. But let exhibitors tie together in their own string,
Yep.
which Farm Fair is great for this. Regina, I think I've heard rumors that they're trying to be able to do this. The logistical nightmare I see that is hard. So what Jill said basically was allowing every breed under one exhibitor name to tie in one string. But I do see, like, let's use, Harvey's, for example, with the Shars.
Well,
and
sometimes they've got 3 breeds.
Yeah.
At one time they had
yeah,
3
like
breeds, and
it's
it
a
was
hard
just
thing.
a
Like,
nightmare.
you have end gates, you have fans, you have blowers. Then you have to pay someone to sit at every stall to watch that, right? Like,
Do you know what I was saying? It's not apples to oranges because we're so limited. But at Stettler, we put on 2 shows a year.
yeah,
The Immortals, which is just a calf show. It's really high end. It's really rich to win.
Yeah.
Side by sides. And then we put on a Bull Congress. We are so limited in space. We can handle 100 head or so.
yeah.
And with that, we just have to fit people based on their string size wherever we can fit them. It's like Tetris in there.
Yeah.
And then when you walk through the barns, there's no section for the Angus. There's no section for the Charolais.
Yeah.
And so as you walk through, it's really interesting because
It's all together.
yeah, it's just a litany of different colors and
Yeah.
breeds. And I wonder, like, if you do that on a mass scale, I know it sounds ridiculous. I'm going to get so roasted at the table when I go home. But I don't know. It would force somebody that's going to look just at the show to actually get through the entire barns because I don't want to miss an Angus
Yeah,
or whatever. That's
everything,
in the,
yeah.
Or
I feel like it's one of those things you have to go, like, all in or, like, nothing, right? Like, the only problem I see with something like that is the show day. Like, if you have, like, because I've been in the same situation where, like, you're trying to show, like, let's say a Shorthorn, and on the other side of you is an Angus, and they're just washing, and you're trying to fit, like, a front leg, and there's straw blowing up. Like, that would be the only... And I guess in terms of, like, trying to fit everyone into the barn in, a decent fashion, I guess, but yeah.
I get her point.
Yeah. The second point of Jill's thing was the exercise areas, like sand pens with the sign up through the days of multi-breed shows in Denver, which I agree with. Like, I think, giving those cattle a chance, like, you take those cattle off of pasture where, they're walking every day, and then
Dude, you take
stick them on
2,400 pound
concrete.
bull. You say,
Yeah.
let's down on concrete 10 days.
10 days.
And you see it in the
And
comments.
then the last day, you want them to perform, I guess,
And
in
you
a
see it
way
in the
the
comments.
best.
All these people go on, and maybe this is where some of these comments come
Yeah.
on. These fuckers can't walk. They're
Yeah.
not functional. It's like, yeah, you go stand on concrete for 10
days.
and then show me how good you can punch it. So
I don't feel good. I don't feel good after standing on concrete
No,
for 10
hell
days.
no. I agree with her. But that in itself is a logistical problem. Like, so taking our
Yeah.
example at Stettler, we just do not have. Now you're welcome to go outside.
Yeah,
and you
outside
go
and walk
around the grounds
around,
as
yeah.
much as you want. But it's minus 30. And
Yeah.
will you? I don't know.
Yeah. That was the one nice thing I will say about Agribition this year. Like, we only had 2 heads, so we just made a 10 by 10 pen. And they were together all year anyway, so you
Awesome.
just throw them out. But, like, logistically, if you have 15 head, how do you do that with 15 head?
Well, we make a point of it.
Yeah.
We haul panels to tie-outs
Yeah,
so
to
they can
tie-outs,
be
yeah.
loose at night because
Yeah.
we don't want them. And I don't know if that's... I don't know. It's a lot of extra work. But
Yeah, definitely.
I do think it's...
Yeah.
If it was me, I would sure be happy
Yeah.
to just...
This isn't Eric Doran. The idea that exhibitors paying entry fees to a show is purchasing the right to be there. Being at a show is a privilege, not a right. Read the rules, follow the rules, and respect the team that many times are volunteers.
I love you, Eric Dorn. Hell of a comment.
Yeah.
I don't know. I did appreciate this.
Yeah, I do.
Consideration.
I think everyone should, and that's one thing that we definitely support is, supporting the volunteers that, like Ty, for example, that, puts a lot of time into.
Dwayne, I just show up and talk
Yeah.
shit on the mic.
Shout out Dwayne again. That's 2 times in episodes. That's
Bro, big time. But
Way to
the
go,
thing is,
Dwayne.
the guy does like so much.
He does,
unpaid
totally,
labor
100%,
just
yeah.
for the good of the industry. So, and you know what? He's an incredible example. But there are lots of people that
Definitely,
just,
for sure.
put themselves out there. They don't have to. They do it so that, and oftentimes they're unnoticed and unsung. And But yeah, we appreciate them.
Definitely. Taylor Draves, normalized cash prizes for divisions. It costs us so much money to get down the road and enter these shows. It's always nice to gain a teeny bit back to spend at their bar. I know that not all shows have the funding to be able to do this, but I believe if there's a will, there's a way.
Dude, I love this. That's why Edmonton's the king. They started paying
100%.
cash a couple years ago. Everyone
For
loves
sure.
it. I would say, as a showrunner, lots of these sponsors sponsor in kind.
Yeah.
So there never actually is a transaction of cash to give. And,
For sure.
You know, it's... Yeah, and cash is king.
Yeah, I think, and that's why I think Farm Fair is so popular too, right? Like,
All people love that.
Yeah.
And you know what? They get it back.
Yeah,
For the most
for
part.
sure,
If you're on the
100%,
level, then you go and you spend it back at the bar, like she says. So,
for sure.
no.
And Laura says, no mature bulls at junior shows. It's unsafe, in my opinion. And
I just love the balls it takes on like a 6-year-old to bring
To
a
show a
2-year-old.
2-year-old bull.
I disagree.
Yeah.
Sorry, we'll let them buck.
For sure. Appreciating animals that can still walk or who maybe are a little greener but aren't filled with grain.
You know what I love? I love an animal who's perfectly conditioned.
Yeah, I
that
agree.
can walk.
I would
And
agree.
is
That
raising a
is,
badass
yeah,
calf. And has a
definitely.
perfect arm. That's what I love. So, yeah, I mean, I'm with you. They got to function. But like,
For sure. Yeah, I think functionable cattle are the way to go.
never
for sure.
goes out of style.
Yeah. And Madison says, let's get back to real world perspective when it comes to showing a pair of late fall shows. The rest of your herd is not milking come November. The proof of the milk is right in front of the dam.
All right, I don't think this was intentional.
Yeah.
In the sense that we calve in January. The reason we calve in January is so that those bulls, by the time the commercial man needs them, are of age where they don't miss.
Yeah.
Right?
Agreed.
Any earlier, well, A, you've missed the cutoff for showing, and B, then you're getting along on them, you're feeding them extra months, you don't have to. So that's not going to change.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. Like, our shows are late in the year. That's not the real world.
Yeah.
But nothing in the rules says that you have to bring a cow that's milking.
For sure.
You can let her dry up and bring her.
100%.
But if you can exemplify that your cow can produce milk and raise a calf, are you not going to
For
do
11
that?
months, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, 100% you are. Yeah.
So I don't think that that's something that is being pushed as much as it's an advantage. And yeah, if I can get my cow to do it,
100%,
I'm going to do it. Because like, doesn't it look so much better when she's in production? And
Totally,
that udder's
100%.
full
And that she can still
and
be
that she
feeding.
can do
yeah,
it.
yeah, 100%.
So, I don't know. I hear you, but
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I agree. Well, that was
a
great.
good one. Hold on, we missed one in here because there was one about add more off-age classes, and I don't know.
There was
I think
one.
we saw that one.
I think it might have got deleted.
Too many freaking views on here. Too many comments.
It did. It got deleted.
Well, I liked it. I mean,
I did too, and Sam liked it too. And we're one, and I think this is a little bit of a, an untapped market in terms of if you want to import cattle from the States, the value that you get, it got deleted. How did that?
I talk about this with my cousin quite often because lots of times our donors, after we flushed them,
Yeah.
we'll breed them just because it's good for them.
Yeah, for sure.
Get in calf.
Yeah.
And then we'll have just badass.
Yeah,
Summer
off-age
calf.
fall board. Yeah, for sure.
Nothing to do with it.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And I just thought, like, wouldn't it be interesting? And I would use it for marketing for
Yeah.
a real estate company.
Yeah.
Because I could write that off.
Yeah.
If I took $5
all about the
grand-
write-offs.
It's about the write-off. If I took $5,000
Yeah.
and put it up for a jackpot,
Yeah.
wouldn't it be interesting? Because by the time you get to October, you've seen the same heifers all spring
Yeah.
at the jackpots. You've seen them over the summer at the juniors.
Yeah.
And then you're going to see them all fall.
Yeah.
So you kind of know the players that dance. There are a few new ones that come up, but you kind of know.
Yeah, you know kind of what you're going to be up against, yeah.
You have no idea what's out there
Yeah.
for off age.
Yeah.
So somebody took $5,000 and said, we're going to have a $5,000 jackpot for just
Just
the
an
cutoff is
off-age, yeah.
August to, like, would people actually get cattle ready
Yeah.
and bring them for just one shot?
For one shot, yeah.
But also, wouldn't that be so interesting to
Yeah.
show up and just see, I don't know, 40 animals that you have not seen anywhere at all before?
Anymore. Well, we talked just when we were out at the barn before. We talked about that. Like it's just different, right? And and it's getting there. It's slowly getting there. But like, there's no reason why one that's just as good in the fall can be just as good as a fall-born in the spring. It's just a different.
course.
It's just a different age point, right? And we talked about this, but it is hard. It's like, Sam and I talk about this all the time. It's like, okay, so just because she has an extra 2 months of age, should she have to show against, pretty tough. Yeah, it is a.
Every once in a blue, there will be
Yeah.
an exceptional April calf.
Yeah, for
that
sure.
will whip everyone's ass.
Yeah,
But it's
100%.
like the 1 in 10,000.
Yeah.
And so I just think, if you did give them a place, and actually credit to Farm Fair, like that division's getting big.
Yeah, well, we were in it last year, and I think there was 10, I think, between the March and the.
But that's
they
there
had
again,
you guys had a July or an April,
Dave
and
brought a
then
bunch,
Dave
and-
had a July, and Borison's had a September, and we had an October, September, like.
But there's
yeah.
some cash there now.
Yeah,
There's
for
some
sure.
sick-
Yeah.
So I sort of thought, well, what if you push it? Because if they're getting them ready for Farm Fair,
Yeah, 100%.
screw it up. And somebody said, we'll just do it at Farm Fair. And I'm like, yeah, that'd be awesome. But
Yeah.
the Farm Fair's already awesome. Like,
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
it'd just be neat to give them one more place to go.
and it's nice that it's only an hour away from here.
It's the best show in the world, dude.
But the problem is it's just far enough from here that it's too close to not stay at the house, but it's too far away to not stay at a hotel. That's the battle we have every year. It's like, okay, so do you drive an hour every day, or do you stay at a hotel?
Stay at the hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, you're going to get rich off the mock stock. You can afford it.
I hope so. I really hope
Guys,
so.
60
Shout out to Mock
frickin'
Stock.
dollars.
Yeah.
You're out of your minds. Look at this is a raw one. That's what they show up like. And
We have a fit one too.
we have a fit one here. And the thing is cool about them, these are woven. So you can fit them, you can clip them, and then you can hocus pocus them and you can do it again.
Wash them out, do them again, 3 to 5 times. The only thing that'll ever happen is you'll run out of hair to clip.
$60 a pop. Let's go.
Let's get her done. We got lots ready to ship. Give us your address, we'll get one to you right away. Thanks for coming on, man.
Bro, thanks for having me.
That was
this
great.
Was really fun.
It was awesome.
You guys got to send us more problems. We just solved all of them in the world.
Yeah, and we're gonna have to have you on a farm fair again.
Oh, I would love that.
That'd be sweet.
What are we going to talk about that time?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll throw some suggestions in the comments.
Yeah.
Guys, you're the best. Next Gen Cattle Podcast for life.
Thanks, guys. We'll catch you next time.
Well, thanks everybody for tuning in to episode 17 with the famous Ty Wilson, where we're really thankful that Ty made the time to come on and record an episode with us, and stay tuned because we might just have a few more that might pop up here and there. So thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time.